Right, people, I went on Twitter last week because I knew what was coming. I knew that storm of abuse, wave after wave, smashing me in the face, with you guys going, oh no, you've had a stinker there, mate, that prediction's miles off. Well, I wanted you guys to do some predictions, and I'm going to go through some of these unpopular predictions, and I'm going to laugh at you. Yeah, I probably won't. Some of these are decent, some of them aren't, so stick around. Let's get straight into it. EJ, Jason Steele gets more assists than Havertz this season. Woohoo! Now, that means that Havertz has to have an absolute stinker of a season. One thing I will say, there's quite a few people vying for that 8 spot. Now, Havertz was able to play striker in the Community Shield. Is that his final position, or is Arteta just going, let's get ourselves a sort of wiry hybrid dude who can play in a load of positions? Fair enough, but does that mean he's going to get assists? I am waiting for something to click. Maybe Arteta is the guy to facilitate that, but Jason Steele, we saw him already get an assist in the pre-season games, could definitely do that. He's the main man, definitely as well. He's going to play 38 games. Don't hate it. It's unlikely. Havertz has had a shocker if that occurs, but it could happen. Everton will, and I mean will, capital letters, get a shock top 4 with the spirit of Leicester 2016 behind them. Is that something they've been doing? Have they just been... Can you pop... Nah, start the DVD again. We need to get the spirit of Leicester City behind us. Question for the comments. There's going to be a few questions here. If Everton get into the top 4 this year, because if you think about 2016, those sort of big 6, let's say, they weren't in a good place, and Leicester City were able to jump in there. If Everton finished top 4, is that a better achievement than Leicester City winning the Premier League? Because they are a million miles off top 4, in my opinion. They'd have to win so many. They'd have to get 70 odd points. They got 38, 36 points. That's minging. Luton upset Man City to win a hard 4-1-0. Now, on the Ripple Effect podcast last week, we were talking about the ripple effect that Luton could have, and they could, because they don't have undersoil heating, and they've got special dispensation, is that the word, for this season where they don't have to have that sorted out. And in December, they take on Man City and Arsenal within the space of 5 days. Say it's a bit frosty and say, oh, we don't really want to play because the pitch is a bit frozen. You could be in trouble, Man City. It's a good shout. Like it. Josh Brett, Man City won't win a trophy this season. Is that even possible? They always win the League Cup, don't they? No, I know they didn't win it last year, but they always win it. They always win it. Man City having a trophyless season. That's literally impossible. He's got to go, isn't he? If that happens. He has to go that night. The night we know he will be trophyless, he's got to go. Some people are doubting Haaland this season. I actually think he will go backwards a little bit. I just think last season was so outrageously electric, and he stayed fit throughout, and I think that will play a part. Sam Life says, Haaland to miss over half the season through injury, meaning Grealish gets over 15 goals. Don't know why Grealish is getting all the goals. Is that because he's got no one to pass to now? Surely he'll just pass it to Alvarez or someone else. Grealish getting 15 goals. I think that's always been the step up for him that he's wanted to occur. I'd be amazed if Grealish scores 15 goals this season. But, you know, if you think of, say, Mahrez going and Gundogan going, there is a lot less goals in this team this year, all proven goal scorers. And so someone needs to step up. Chris says Haaland will struggle to get 20 goals next season. I think he's just trying to get the views. I think he'll go under 30, but I think he'll get more than 20. Jake Harris says Darwin Núñez to score more goals than Haaland. Well, the system is built for Darwin Núñez. We did a video on that if you want to go and check that out. Or, unpopular opinion incoming, maybe he's an alien. After more whistleblower testimonies about aliens in US hearings, Erling Haaland decides it's time to reveal that he came to Earth to learn more about humans and play their most popular game. If he's not an alien, who is an alien? He does look a little bit like an alien. I don't really know what an alien looks like. But speaking of Darwin Núñez, remember Men in Black? And there was like, ooh, sometimes I meet people and go, you're an alien, aren't you? In my head. Don't say that out loud, it's rude. Seriously, don't say that to anyone. It's rude. Now, one of the big things about the Premier League season starting is it happens, of course, in August. Now, you might be on holiday in August. Now, what if you want to watch the football? Well, don't worry. Up yours, geo restrictions. Because this video is sponsored by Surfshark. And with a Surfshark VPN, you're going to be able to watch what you want to. Now, what is a Surfshark VPN? Well, it's a virtual private network that keeps your online data safe by encrypting all of the data that exists between the device and the internet. This is very crucial because when you're using public Wi-Fi, it keeps those pesky cyber criminals at bay. You've got to stay safe out there. The important thing here is that a Surfshark VPN can change your real location to any location around the world because they've got 3,200 servers in over 100 countries. This means that you can access new content by exploring the Netflix libraries of Japan, USA, Australia, several countries, over 100, I've previously told you you that. But crucially, if you are away for the first game of the season or the first few games of the season or in general throughout the season and you're struggling to watch your favourite sporting event, then with Surfshark, you change your IP back to the UK if you weren't in the UK, and then you can tuck into a bit of Sky Sports or BBC iPlayer or, you know, one of the other ones. Another thing, masking your IP address is essential in becoming private online. A VPN ensures your city, country, and download history isn't linked to your identity. So if you like searching for things that you don't want people to know about, Surfshark is the VPN for you. And the final thing that sets Surfshark apart and provides even more value is that you can use your Surfshark's VPN on unlimited devices. Unlimited. So if you currently don't have a VPN, it just makes sense to have one to watch what you want, wherever you want to, and safely as well. Take a look at the link in the description. That will take you to the Surfshark website where you can get yourself 3 months for free by using my code Allcott. That's ALLCOTT, baby. Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. So why not give Surfshark a go? Links in the description. Now, a lot of talk about Harry Kane. Will he stay? Will he go? But would Kane hold Tottenham back this season? If Spurs sell Kane, Tottenham will win a trophy. You would it would just be so... It would be so Tottenham for Tottenham to win a trophy once their golden boy leaves. I'd actually be a bit heartbroken. If Kane does leave, I hope Tottenham don't get a trophy this season. I'm not trying to wind anyone up. I'm just saying that's harsh. This person's called H. Now, maybe this is Harry Kane himself, a little cheeky sort of bit of trolling, trying to get the juices flowing on that move. He says Tottenham are more likely to finish in the Champions League spots without Harry Kane. I don't think you can say that. Does Richarlison profile-wise suit better? Well, Josh Moore believes so. He says Richarlison has the perfect traits for a striker under Ange and will score 15 goals if Kane leaves. I like this shout. I could easily see Richarlison scoring 15 goals this season, but it's Harry Kane. Harry Kane, if he stays, will score more goals than if Richarlison was to take up the mantle. That said, I like this shout. Jude just tempered it just a touch. Jude says Richarlison is getting 15 plus goals and assists in the league. That's bare minimum. But no one knows where Tottenham will finish this season. Shawky, not Sharky, Shawky says Tottenham go on a run and get top 4 last day of the season. Stranger things have happened. Without the pressure on them compared to the rest of the big 6, they make it. Top 4 would be an astonishing achievement for Tottenham. I think we're all kind of thinking it's going to be fun, but I think there's definitely going to be bumps along the road. Personally, that's why I've not put them in the top 4 this season. No European football as well. You never know! Robert's my kind of guy. He says all 3 newly promoted sides will stay up and at least one of them will finish above Spurs. All 3 newly promoted teams to stay up. I'd be absolutely amazed. Now that feels far-fetched, but this is the worst prediction of this video. There's a few stinkers after this. Bouncy says Tottenham to do a Napoli this season. They mention it's a transitional season, but win the league by shocking teams. I mean, if you're going to get a trophy, say Harry Kane leaves and they get a trophy, don't let it be the Premier League trophy. That's just like heartbreaking. He's a good bloke, isn't he? Want to see a record breaker? Well, Cillian's had a bloody good go. Which one of these is the worst when it comes to unpopular predictions? Because this guy's broken the record in terms of how many unpopular predictions he could fit in one tweet. He says, first of all, Luton get top half and play similar to Sheffield United in 2019-20. Don't hate it. Can't see it. Don't hate it. West Ham relegated. A lot of people not really feeling West Ham. Salah gets less than 10 goals. That's more unlikely for me than West Ham getting relegated so far. Chelsea get top 4. I think they've got a massive chance of getting top 4. And to be honest, actually, with the quality that they've got, the potential that they've got, no European football, they should be gunning for top 4. Wolves are a good side who can push for European football this season. I can't see that one, Cillian. And Højlund gets golden boot. That feels like a massive stretch for me, Højlund, to get it. We've done a video on Højlund as well. I think he's going to be a real asset, but I don't think this is the year of the Højlund. 4th or 3rd in terms of the golden boot. I think he's had an absolutely astounding season. I just can't see him playing every game. I think they'll chop and change a little bit, and I think Rashford's so hot these days that he will be playing centre forward sometimes as well, just so that you can kind of be careful with the development of Højlund. You lot are weird. Let's have a look at some of the strangest and most specific predictions. Cian says Man City will finish 5th after Pep does his ACL in the dugout and spends the next 6 months in Spain. I think he could still be in the dugout with a bad knee. Millwall 8 says Millwall beat Spurs on pens 9-8 in the FA Cup. Didn't want to say which round. Not specific enough for me. Bottled it a bit there. You've bottled it. The Burnley players will hate their new away kit so much that they will go the whole season without wearing it. I haven't actually seen the Burnley away kit. That is... Oh! Oh God, that reeks. Bish, Arsenal will win the Champions League only if somebody else knocks out Man City. I love that. That's amazing. Bish, that's so good. I am a football fan who believes in my team. We can do something, but we're not beating them. We're not beating them. I do think Arsenal will do well in the Champions League, but only if Man City get knocked out first. That's amazing. MT, another specific one here. A team in the lower half will score 6 goals in a game against a top 6 side. If you're saying Big Six, the old established Big Six, it's Tottenham, isn't it? You can see Tottenham conceding 6 this season. But who? A team in the lower half. And actually with the lower half, it's all pretty much for muchness. Which team will score 6 against Tottenham this season? Or if it's someone else, let me know. Coming back to Havertz, nobody can decide if he's really good or really bad. James Parnish says Havertz wasn't misprofiled at Chelsea. He's best as a striker and very underrated there. Playing him as an 8 is going to go poorly. I think the problem we've got with Havertz is, yeah, we need to understand what's his baseline, what's his average performance, and what is him in a good place. It's a big season for Havertz, and I'm not really feeling him just yet. I might get it wrong. Something doesn't totally feel right just yet. Boom B Man, he disagrees. He says Havertz is a better purchase than Rice. English bias. I know you're going to chuck that at me. No way. I just made a weird sound. Did you hear that? Made a really weird squeal. Look, if Havertz kicks off this season and does really, really well, then maybe this season you might be able to say it in terms of him being a better purchase. But over a 10-year period or whatever it's going to be, Declan Rice will pay back the money handsomely. And he will be known as a better signing than Havertz. There's no way Havertz turns out to be a better signing than Declan Rice when we're talking about this in 3 years' time. Clip this up, Boom B Man. Put it in your back pocket and let's talk in a couple of years. Next up, which Trent prediction is correct? Daniel O'Connor says Trent into DM is not a cure-all. Liverpool midfield was a major concern last year, and the engine of Fabinho and Henderson hasn't been replaced with these new signings. Lots of people are saying Liverpool will challenge this year, but I just don't see it. I don't think they'll challenge. I think they'll have a really strong year, though. I do. I don't know what it is. Something in me burns. Jordan Dennis disagrees. He said Trent breaks the assist record this season. I'll be honest. I feel like it's somewhere in the middle. I don't see them winning the league. I think they'll have a lot of fun, score a lot of goals, and I think Trent will have a belter of a season, but I don't think he'll get the assist record this season. I think he'll get 15 assists, though. Yeah. Manager sackings. Who's going to go? You know, everyone's doing predictions thinking these guys are going to be there to the end of the season. They never are they? Firmino Fanatic says Eddie Howe to get sacked before the end of the season and Mourinho come in. I've heard a few people say this Eddie Howe thing. No way. KD says Eddie Howe gets sacked but becomes the next England manager after the Euros. With his stock so high, this is the thing that's a problem with being an England manager. When your stock is high, why wouldn't you manage a really good club? Because there's probably more money in that. I get the logic. I'm not seeing it. Stuart says Sheffield United will have 5 different managers this season, including interims. 3 official managers and then cheeky interims in between. Different interims as well. So you need with the second manager for the assistant manager to come in as well so that he can be the interim. It's punchy, but I don't hate it. Danny Cox, Marco Silva, after turning down Saudi money, which I was surprised by, gets sacked by October. November at the latest. Feels like more like a demand. Yeah, you need to be out of your position by October. November latest, please. The AFC faithful is saying that Poch will get sacked by Christmas. Now, I don't expect it to happen, but every season it does get a bit ugly, doesn't it? Young team, young squad, vibrant manager who likes having a young squad. They're going to play vibrant football, no European football as well, which has generally worked well for Chelsea in the past. I get it. I'll be amazed, only because I think Poch is cooking something quite nice there. It's simmering currently. Another one for the comments this here. Poch, will he make the end of the season? Yes or no? Let me know. I'm watching there. If you're enjoying the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. McMotion says one of Pep, Klopp or Arteta will get the sack this season. Absolutely not. There is no way that any of those 3 managers will get the sack this season. There's Punchy, and then that is Mike Tyson's uppercut. It ain't happening. People made some predictions on this season's expected performers in front of goal. You will not believe the first one. Gallagher and McTominay will both score 10 goals this season. This season will see the rise of the box-to-box midfielder as a counter to the 3-2-5 meta. Gallagher, maybe. I think Gallagher's going to play a lot of games. I think he will look to get forward. I think he's got that engine. And also with Gallagher, you're going to get that license a little bit more because I think Enzo Fernandez will just sit there. McTominay, nah. He does like a goal, though. But McTominay won't score. I did the squeak again. Did you hear it? Another slow-mo, please. Alistair Patterson says Forest are going to finish in the top 10. Our Johnson and Danilo all to bag 10 goals each. Top 10 feels like a bit of a push, although that bottom 10, the bottom half of the division, it is so up for grabs. There's a lot of sort of like-for-like quality in that division, especially when it comes to that starting 11. I do like this. Awani and Johnson, I expect to get over 10 goals each. I think they're both really solid Premier League performers. Great shout, I like it. Just Tubbo with a bit of bitterness here. HAALAND will score 10 goals in his first season and be called a flop. Nunez will score the same amount and be hailed as one of the best strikers in the league. No need for that. Vishal thinks that Sancho will play false 9 and get double digits in goals and assists. That's a very congested central area then. Your Mount's got to play. Bruno Fernandes has got to play. HAALAND's got to play, and he's going to look to link up at times. Don't see it. Lots of people are rating Aston Villa incredibly highly. Only Doozy says Watkins will outscore Gabriel Jesus this season. I think that's a fair shout. Ryan, Jacob Ramsey wins Young Player of the Year. Another good shout. If Aston Villa do as well as I think they're going to do, then you're going to have some players knocking at that door of that Premier League team of the season. Jack Grevin thinks that Moussa Diaby will be in the Premier League team of the season. I think often when this happens, like the team that wins a league has like 4 or 5, which makes it a lot harder. So he's really got to kill it this year. Beaver Dragon, great name. Manchester United will finish below Aston Villa next season. The Premier League is so competitive this year. You can see the little mini leagues occurring. And Man United are kind of... we're running a little bit hot, and you think they're in that sort of upper echelon, not in that bracket of the Newcastles, the Villas, the Tottenhams. But if it goes wrong, that's not a terrible shout. Let's finish up with some league table predictions. Florist Matt says no London club will finish in the top 4 this season. So that means Arsenal will finish 5th. Super Tony Mowbray, one of the big 6 will finish in the bottom 10. Again, I think you're getting done. We're getting done on a technicality here. It's a competitive league. Could be Tottenham, couldn't it? Could be, couldn't it? I mean, it could go wrong. At faking injuries, Sheffield United would have a comfortable mid-table finish. If that happens, wow. I don't think anyone has said that they're going to finish above 19th. Brighton will finish top 4. That isn't a terrible shout. That isn't a terrible shout. Can they deal with the Europa League as well? I think they generally can, but can they get more points than they have previously? I wonder if they're going to get found out a little bit. And last season, there was such a surprise in terms of that De Zerbi style that now, a year on, they might find it a little bit more difficult, but they've got more quality probably than ever. And last but not least, I did a video last year talking about the biggest fan channels and getting predictions from them from every Premier League team. If you want me to do that again this year, can we get 5,000 likes on this? 5,000 likes and I will happily do that. I'll reach out to everyone and see what we can do. But Forest Fan TV was in that video and he said that at the start of last season that Forest were going to finish 4th. He says this time around, dare I say 4th again to you? No.